So I finally got the bike motor in today, so we're gonna take some time and see if everything fits, what doesn't work out, because you know something's gonna fuck up. So something's gonna screw up, you know it. It's just inevitable. So let's take a look at the bike. The bike here is an MEC, which is Mountain Equipment Co-op here in Canada. It's a foldable bike. It has 20-inch tires, and the diameter is 1.5 inch on the tire. And the kit I bought is a front motor. So let me show you that, and then we'll go ahead and start taking the tire off. Okay, so we have the wheel off, and this is the bike motor here. This is from Golden Motor, Canada. And this is the Smart Pi, which is, I believe, the least expensive motor. But you see, this is my proof of concept bike, so I don't want to spend a ton of money right now on a really expensive motor, because if it really works out on this bike, I'm going to just probably in the spring really upgrade my my 26-incher and get sort of a much bigger battery and a much bigger and better motor drive. So that's it there. Okay, so you know it's not fun unless there's a problem. So the first problem, pretty major problem, is this wheel does not fit into the fork. So as you can see, I can get it in, but this is touching here when it should be coming out to the thread, and it's not. So it's right flush up against here. And on this side, same story. It's just flush right up against here, and it's not clearing this smooth piece. So I can't get it to fit. Oh man, it's always something. So I guess my options are, I don't think I have much of an option up here. This just doesn't fit. Maybe I can put this wheel in the back. That might have to happen. So yeah, it just doesn't fit in there. Shit. Okay. All right. So even though the rim doesn't fit on my bike, I took it out anyways and hooked it up just to see what kind of power draw we're looking at here. So this is with the wheel hooked up with no resistance at all. I'm just lifting the wheel off the ground and full throttle. Yep, 0.393, whatever. Let's just call it almost half an amp. And if I apply some resistance to the wheel, and we hit about 3 amps, I'm going to say, let's say we pull about 4 amps from here. So we have 24 amp hour pack by 4. So we should get about 6 hours of riding almost. I don't know. This wheel doesn't fit my bike, so that kind of sucks. And now here's the wiring harness. And there's the throttle. Okay, so an update on my e-bike. That wheel that I purchased will not fit on the back of my bike. Also, it's not meant for a rear wheel, it's only meant for a front wheel. So basically my options are return the wheel, look for another 20-inch motor that may or may not fit. Or option B, because my forks are actually made of steel, I might be able to widen them just slightly enough that I might be able to get the wheel to fit. So the bike costs $550. The motor assembly and everything costs about $350. So I figure I'll take my chances and I'll choose option B, and I will try to widen the forks on the bike, see if I can stick that wheel in there. This will be interesting because it's something I've never attempted before, and I'm sure something's going to fuck up. And I might, that bike might just turn into something that I leave on the side of the road. But anyways, I'll do my best not to screw it up, but I'm going to heat up the forks. I'm going to try and spread them out a little bit so I can get that wheel in there. So stay tuned, and let's see what happens. It's going to be pretty interesting. That's not good. Oh, previously we weren't able to fit this in, but we kind of are now. Then we moved to this piece, then we moved to this piece, and then we moved to the brick. So it's actually wider than the brick at this point. So I'm hoping that's enough to get the wheel in. Whatever, you know, just blowtorch it and it'll be fine. Okay, so while that widening opened up a little bit, it's not enough. So I had to go and do part 2 of the blowtorching. So you guys can take a look at that now. What I've done here is I've heated up both forks on both sides and started slowly with a small small width piece of wood, sort of wedged it in there, and then heated them up again, went to a larger size, and kept going until I got, you know, I think an adequate size piece of wood in there to fit this wheel. So I'm actually gonna let it cool down now because I think I've got it wide enough. About 14 and a quarter centimeters width. So I'm actually gonna see what happens when I remove the wood, if it actually moves at all. But from this angle, you can see And I'm hoping that both of the pegs are still level. They seem to be. So, just gonna see how this goes. This is the original piece of wood I started with. And then I added this guy, and then this guy here. So I think that should be plenty wide. Okay, she fits, and with lots of room to spare. So I wonder if it's not straight though. Something's wrong. Something's wrong. It's not straight. Fuck. Okay, so the left side is a little bit wider than the right side. So I'm gonna have to push in the left side a little bit, heat that up again. Looks much straighter to me. It still might be off by a little bit. I might have to heat up the right side now. Looks like the right side's a little bit. I might just do that. Let's see what happens. Success. So let me show you guys final, well, not final product yet, but the wheel is on. So the wheel is on here, on the left, and on the right, or the right or the left, and the wheel looks to be pretty centered. So that's good. I had some trouble there, but once I got the bolts on, it basically tightened it all the way. So they should be fairly equal now. So now I'm just going to work on getting the everything sort of hooked up wiring wise, and then we can give it a test run.